Hi everyone, this is Satya Prakash. Welcome to my channel. This is part 36 of ASP.NET Web API. In this video, I'll show you what are the steps to filter records using ASP.NET MVC and Web API. So guys, before going through this video, please visit my videos in ASP.NET Web API tutorial playlist. So you need to go through the video number is ASP.NET Web API query string parameter, that is part 16, and part 19 is consume ASP.NET Web API using ASP.NET MVC and to get the employee details. So you need to go through this part 16 and part 19, which is very relevant to this part 36 of ASP.NET Web API. Okay, so in this video I'll discuss, that is for this video I need to add a model and a controller, then the view, and call the existing Web API URL and filter the records in ASP.NET MVC for the gender, like employee gender. If it is male, then it will show the employee with the gender male, and if female, then the employee details will be shown as all the employees with female gender. And if it is all, then it will show all the employees with both male and female gender. Okay, so guys, in my previous video, that is part 19, I already have shown you, that is the how to make a controller, views, and how to consume the API. Okay, so this is my Web API. Okay, so which I have used this API project in my all the videos for the ASP.NET Web API tutorial. Okay, so I have created one action method. Okay, so this action method, that is loading input details and the query string parameter, I already have shown you, that is part 16. I already have discussed about this code in part 16. Okay, so I'll just take a overview of this. So that is, I have passed one parameter, gender all. So if it is all, it will show all the records with the male and female. If it is male, then it will show the male employees. If it is female, then it will show the female employees. And if it is any invalid input have been passed by the user, then it will show the error message here. Okay, that is value for gender must be male, female, or all, and the pass the parameter like any invalid input, like if you passed both, then it should be invalid. Okay, so I need to consume this Web API action method in my MVC application. So guys, I already have mentioned a few steps for MVC. Okay, so part 1 is first add a model. So this is my MVC application. Okay, so what I'll do is I have created one model here under models folder called employee view models. Okay, so if you click on it, you can see based on the Web API response, I am creating the properties like ID, first name, last name, gender, salary, and message. Message is if the invalid input has been passed by the user, then the message will be shown as a endpoint entity, right? So because of that reason, I have created one more properties called message. Okay, so this is my model in MVC. Okay, to map the response in Web API. Based on the response, it will get the results and it will show in the UI to the end user. So next step is add a controller and view. So this is the controller, home controller.cs. Okay, so in my previous video I have discussed in part 19. Okay, this one I already have discussed about in this action method, that is only get employees, how to consume the API. Okay, localhost APIs. So no need to discuss again about this action method. I need to only describe the part 36 whatever filter the records in MVC by consuming web API. Okay, so guys, here I have created one action method in MVC called get employees by ID, and here I have passed the parameter like gender equal to all. Because in my web API I have created one parameter called gender all. So based on that, when the page will load, it will show all the records with male and female gender. So that's why I'm passing the parameter here as in MVC action method all. And here the list of employee models equal to null as the primarily I have to set it as null. Okay, and for exception method I have use the try catch block. So in try block, okay, I have used the HTTP client, and based on the client I have used this API URL. So guys, here this is my web API project. Okay, so when it is in the run mode, so I'll show you the response I'm getting. So this is my API response I'm getting from localhost. Okay, this is the localhost, this is the port number, API / employee, the web API controller, query string, it is question mark, gender and all. So it shows all the records. Okay, so I need to use this URL up to this, okay, in my base address, that is the name MVC. After then I have created one variable, that is a response task, and using getAsync method I have passed the employee web API controller, that is this one. Okay, and this one the employee controller, and after then question mark gender, because here in API I pass the query string parameter as gender equal to whatever input will be passed here. So after then equal to plus whatever input will be passed by the end user. Okay, this will be passed here, and based on the input it will get the response. And then response task dot wait. After then it will store the result of web API response in the result variable. After then will check the success. If the response is successfully received, that the is success status, it is a boolean property. Okay, it indicates if the HTTP response was successful, and it using the read async, so it returns a task that will yield an object of the specified type. Okay, so it will just return the list of values, list of records. It is kind of a collection. Okay, so I list, and after then here you can see I have passed it is a collection of objects that can be individually accessed by index, and inside I have passed this model. So model whatever I created here. Okay, so I have passed here, and it will be, I put here as wait. It's a kind of threading task to complete the execution, and after then the result whatever I'm getting here of the task, I'll just assign to the members here. Members is the object of this list of collections. Okay, and if the successful response is received, it will show all the results. If not, in else condition, I have mentioned all the members, set it as null or empty. Okay, and the error response I'm received here. So error response how to received, I'll show you here. That is the if gender is all, it shows all the records. If gender is male, okay, it shows she. In web API I'm getting the gender employees whose gender is male, and if I pass here female, so the employees, the gender is female. If I will pass some invalid input like both, like something randomly I put here, this gender is not available, so it is showing a message here as value for gender must be male, female or all, and this further I pass the values that is invalid. So this message I have configured in my web API action method here, right? Because if it is not male, female or all, it will return the message here. So based on that I'm getting the response here. So that error response of web API, how to get MVC application using this statements, that is result.content read as string async. It will serialize the HTTP content to a string as asynchronous operation. Okay, dot result. So remember, read as async is, it will return the list of values, list of records, and read as string async it will serialize the HTTP content to a string. It is a single line of string as a asynchronous operation. So it will be retrieve value as a JSON. Okay, so this line, so this line just getting this value it will return. Okay, after then how to deserialize it? We can deserialize in two ways, using JavaScript serializer, and then using the one more method is newtonsoft.json, using this. Okay, you need to use these two namespaces. So any one you can use. So I have used this system.web.script.serialization to deserialize the JSON. Okay, so this is the employee view model. This is the class name. Okay, model I have created, and the JavaScript serializer. Okay, and then I have used here deserialize method. Okay, it converts the JSON formatted string to an object of the specified type, and I have passed the type of this model. Same way also you can do it using newtonsoft.json. So for that you need to use this namespace newtonsoft.json. So after then same way I have passed here employee view model is the model w.json.convert.deserialize object. If you just uncomment, so you can see JSON JSON convert. It provides the methods for converting between .NET type and JSON types, and deserialize object, it will deserialize the JSON to the specified .NET type. I have passed the employee view model, whatever I created here, and this result one I need to pass here as result one. Okay, because this result contains the JSON related string, so I have passed here as to deserialize it. So any one you can use it using as a this JavaScript serializer or using newtonsoft.json. So any one you can use. So as of in this video I'll implement only the first one, that is JavaScript serializer. Okay, and in next video I'll show the implementation of newtonsoft.json feature to deserialize the JSON object. Okay, that is the namespace is newtonsoft.json. So guys, this is the code. I'm getting the error response here. It will contain the result of error response, and then it will deserialize the error that is JSON response in .NET type. And I have passed this object to so using this object I can access the property of employee view model, because employee view model contains the property of message, right? It is same as the error response in web API. So using this object w, I can access the property message, and I have assigned this value after deserialize to the viewBack property. Okay, so this is all about try block. Okay, in try block I'm getting the response, if not I'm getting the error response message. Then in catch block what I have written is, first of all I need to make all the members of employees in empty. Okay, otherwise if an exception will be found, then it will go to the views page, and it will show as there is some empties. There is some empty values of this particular properties, like ID name is empty, first name empty, last name empty, gender empty, and salary empty. So because of that, so if I just mentioned here as in a else block also I will mention here as members is empty. Here on in catch block also I have mentioned the members as empty of employee view model. Okay, so here I have created one static value of viewback.load internet issues. Okay, and then model state.add model error, and I have passed this value string empty, and this is the using the exception class it will get the get base exception dot message. So why I'm using this catch block? If the web API server is stopped working, or is there any issues in the web API server? Okay, if it is not working, this URL is not working, or web API server is stop responding, then the catch block will be executed, and it will show to the message a valid message to the end user. So this is all about catch block. After then I have return view and I pass this member of list of collections of employee view model to the return views. Okay, so it will create a view result object by using a model that renders a view. So that is all about the controller. Okay, so next step is I need to use a view here. So I already have told you code for consume web API. Okay, so next is to create a view. To create a view, so what I have done is just right click on it. Okay, and add view. So guys, here add view, you just click here as empty template and model. You need to select here as employee view model. Okay, because this employee view model is mapped to this and controller action method. So I already have created this action this views, so no need to create again. So here it is my view page, get employees by id.cshtml. Okay, so you can get these views here under home. There is views right here, and here the under model it is employee view model, and under controller this is the home controller. I have configured the action method. Okay, this one. So let's discuss about the views. So after creating the view, it is models enumerable, and this is the path models and the model class I have created. Here I have not used any master page or layout page, so here set it as null. Okay, and you guys remember this is the I have used the Bootstrap for responsive design. So I have used some CDN path here, bootstrap.css and bootstrap.bundle.js, and this is for jQuery. Okay, so guys remember I have used one div tag here. So div tag I have used I have used the if else condition. So remember in catch block I have created one view bag dot load, okay, internet issues. So if the catch block will be executed due to some server not responding, like web API server, so here I have used the one if else condition, that is if view bag dot load not equal to null, that means some internet issues going on, so it will show the end user some valid message. Okay, I'll show you that message also. If not, if web API server is responding properly, everything is fine, it will go to the else page, else block, and it will get the response here. So in else block I have used the html.begin form, and this is the action method, this is the controller name, and it is the get type. And inside I have used the text box here. So in text box I will pass this male, female, or whatever inputs I need to pass, and this is the button I have used. So based on the input I have used the table here, and the table has some properties: first name, last name, gender, and salary, based on the employee view model.cs class. Okay, and it will, using for each loop I need to create a item all available inside the model. I'm getting the response. So this is the path, this is the code I have used to display the details of first name, last name, gender, and salary for the list of employees. Okay, and here you can see I am getting what I am also used one s4 tag for view bag.message. It is because you remember in try block I have if else block is there. So in else block I have used this view bag.message. Okay, if there is some invalid inputs has been passed by the user, then that view bag message will be shown here. Okay, so that's why I'm used this view bag.message. And this is the script tag I have used. If the text box does not have passed any values, it is empty, and the user has clicked on the button, then it will show us please enter a valid employee gender. Okay, so this is the ID I have passed here. So this is the button search ID, this is the ID of button. Okay, and here this is the text box ID, that is text gender. So this is the text box ID. Okay, so it is just for a validation of empty text box. And I close the body tag and HTML tag. So this is all about the views for showing the or displaying the employee details along with the exceptions or any invalid inputs I'm getting. Okay guys, so next step is I'll show you that filter the records using okay, so this is part 3 is I need to show the output. Okay, so to show the output, so make sure you need to run your applications, both web API and MVC, parallelly, because I have used the localhost URL of my web API project. So I already have in run mode my web API application. Okay, so it is my response of web API. So I need to show here as the valid response here. So this is all about the employee gender, male and female. Okay, so make sure you need to run your web API application first, then I need to run my MVC application here. So guys, remember this URL is coming from where at the time of load my MVC application. So I have configured in route config.cs file. Okay, so I'll show you that is in you will get app_start folder and click on route config.cs file. So I'm getting that here I have configured as a start page, that is home, controller and action method. So when the MVC application will load initially, so no need to type your controller and action method, it will go to the respective controller and action method. Okay, so guys, this is my output. Okay, so I am getting all the records, employee details with male and female gender. Okay, so what will be next step is filter the records using invalid and invalid parameters. So guys, initially when my page will load, I'm getting all male and female records. So same way in web API I'm getting all, right? When I pass an all, it will show all the records with male and female gender. So here I need to mention here as male and click submit. So guys, here you can see only the employee whose gender is male, it is showing here. So same way we need to check here in API response. So here same in API response also working. So we'll check here for female gender. So you can see here based on the search I'm getting the gender employees whose gender is only male. So same way if we'll check here female, so I'm getting the response same also. Okay, so need to check here for all, both male and female. So I'm getting all the employee details whose gender is both male and female. Okay, so we need to check here in APIs, API response. So here I'll check here all. So I'm getting the API response, the employee details whose gender is male and female. Okay, so guys, here as per the steps I need to check here invalid parameters. Invalid means if it is not male, female or all, I need to pass here as the invalid gender, like something as put here at some invalid values and click submit. So remember guys, I have used one debugger here. Okay, so I push the breakpoint and I'll show you that values here. So click on F10. So F10. So here guys, in result, okay, in result you can see this value. I'll show you this value. You can see in the result you are getting that is value for gender must be male, female or all, and the past value that is nsdt@hsag is invalid. Okay, so it is coming from web API only. So I'll show you that same thing in web API. So I just copy this, and here in gender I passed here. So I'll check the response. See, in web API also I'm getting value for gender must be male, female or all, and this is invalid. So same thing, I'm getting this response in web API also. So that is nothing but this error response is getting I'm from web API only. Okay, so that you can see here. So what I'll do is, in next line it will just deserialize it, and okay, so you can see here to deserialize. So I have deserialized. After deserialize, it is converted to the normal string, that is value for gender must be male, female or all. So the deserialize object converts the JSON type to the specific .NET type. Okay, after then it will be assigned to the viewback property. I'm getting the viewback result here. Okay, you can see. So it will show into the web page or MVC UI. Okay, so I need to click here as continue. So see guys, here I'm getting in the UI, that is value for gender must be male, female or all, and this is the past is invalid. Same way, if I'll pass here as some invalid like okay, something is like here, and click submit, no need to debug again, I already have shown you. And here the same thing is showing value for gender must be male, female or all. This is invalid. So need to check here one valid male. So it's showing valid male, the employee details whose gender is male. Okay, and for female it's showing the female records, and same way for all it show all the records. Okay, and if the invalid, then it will show the error message here, which I am getting from API response. Okay, so this way we can set the error message whatever we are getting from web API and deserialize in the .NET type. So this is all about the filter the records using valid and invalid. And okay, step 5 is serialize and deserialize JSON in C#. So I already have described it. This is the deserialize object. Okay, so how whatever we are getting from JSON, it the serialize, and we need to, for deserialize into normal string, we need to use this line or use this line. Okay, so this is about serialize and deserialize JSON in C#, and retrieve web API exception message. I already have shown you, that is the how to set it as exception message here. Okay, step 7 is set at start page. So here in the route config.cs file, how to set it as your start page, that is using controller and action method. Okay, and step 8 is check the output. So I already have shown you what is the output using male, female, all and invalid in gender. Okay, and step number 9 is that is check responsive design using Bootstrap. So guys, here first of all I'll male here, I'll put here male. So we need to check here the Bootstrap responsive design. So what I'll do is click on inspect element. So this is the Bootstrap support, so that based on the screen size it will just auto adjust the page. So based on the device screen, you just mention here as iPhone how it looks like, for Samsung, and for iPad mini. Okay, and Nest Hub. So so that means our MVC application supports the Bootstrap, that is the responsive design. So also here you can filter the records. So you just click on female and you will get the results here, female records. If you some male, and there is, you get the male records. Okay, and if you click put here all, so here you'll get all the records including both male and female. If it is not the valid, So click on it, go to the debugger, okay, click OK. So here in Bootstrap we can see as the exception message that is valid for gender must be male, female or all, and FRR is there whatever the user has passed for checking the gender, it is invalid record. So it's showing the past parameter, that is FRR, is invalid. Okay guys, so this way we can check the Bootstrap support. So here you remember guys, we need to check the last step is check the output when web API stops working. Okay, remember here I already have discussed about the catch block. Okay, so this catch block will be executed when the web API stops responding or internet connection is down, if you are using the external APIs, not a local host. So these scenarios, catch block will be executed and it will show the valid message to the end user. So how to check? Before that, I just filter records using some valid parameters. So as of now, my web API is working fine because I'm getting the result in MVC. So as per the step, I need to stop my debugging here, stop my web API server. So this is my web API application. It is in run mode. Okay, I need to stop here. So guys, now my web API application is stops. That means I have stopped my web API server. So whatever I call the web API URL, it will not work in my MVC application. So instead of that, what my MVC application will show the message to the end user. Okay, that means it will be executed the catch block here, and in CSHTML it will show this output in the MVC application. So let's check. So what I'll do here is, guys, I just click here, I just mention here I need to check the filter as female gender, click submit. So here I have put a breakpoint. Okay, so that's why my breakpoint is coming down this catch block. That means the web API server is down or web API server is stopped working. So click on F10. Okay, so you can see my web API server is down here. Okay, that's why it is showing the come to the catch block. So in end user, what message it will show? So guys, this line will show the message to the in my MVC application. Okay, so let's check this value in quick watch. So see, this message will show in the MVC application if web API stops working or there is some internet connection. If you are using the external APIs, so it will show the this message to the end user that an error occurred while sending the request. Okay, so we need to click here as continue. See guys, so I'm getting the response here as exception has an error occurred while sending the request. It is because my web API server is down and it stopped working. So again, if I redirect to my home controller and get employees by ID, see, it comes to the catch block, and again I continue, and see, I'm getting the error response, that is the due to the web API server is stopped working. That's why I'm getting the exception, an error occurred while sending the request. Okay, so I have covered all these steps. for the filter the records in MVC using web API. Let's go to my presentation here. So guys, here just as a theoretical part, which is I have covered here just for a knowledge purpose, that is what is a wrapper class and deserialize and serialize in JSON. Okay guys, so guys, I already have discussed the steps to convert the serialize or JSON things to deserialize in the .NET type in C#, and how to call the web API in your application, how to filter the records in MVC, and if the invalid input has been passed by the user, what is the exception message will get by the end user, and if it is web API stops working or any internet connection is down, if you are using the external API, what are the exceptions you are getting. Okay guys, so guys, that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.